So today I am going to start the topic which is a cell and tissue related to bio. So हमारा जो topic है वो है cell और tissue. So first of all I will tell about the cell. What is the cell? Okay. So we all know that we are all the living organism. Okay. And the organisms are based on the two types on the basis of the number of cells. Okay. But we need to know first of all what is the cell. Okay. So cell is the structural and functional unit of life. It means cell जो है वो structural और functional unit of life है. Okay, so when we discussed about the cell theory and about the cell combination, we know that a large number of similar types of cells together form a tissue, and different tissue together form an organs, and organs are constituted in an organ systems, and organ systems are together form an organism. And organisms are of two types, unicellular and multicellular. Okay, but the main question is that what is the cell? So earlier we discussed also that what is the cell? The cell is the structural and functional unit of life. It means cell जो है, ठीक है ना, ये हमारे जीवन की सबसे छोटी इकाई है जिसकी शुरुआत हुई थी 1665 में. It means it was the first scientist named Robert Hooke who discovered the cell by using the bark of the tree, and the bark is made up of the dead cells. And when he discovered, he used a simple primitive microscope. We all know about the microscope. That microscope can used to see the view of any teeny objects in large view. यानी कि किसी भी छोटे से छोटे चीज को हम बड़ा करके देख सकते हैं. और सबसे पहला जो माइक्रोस्कोप बनाया गया था, that was made by the Robert Hooke in 1665. And he used that primitive microscope because it was not fully developed, but he used that microscope to define that cell. And when he used the bark of the tree, he said that he used one thing, that bark of the tree is basically just like a honeycomb structure. Okay, when he described the bark of the tree, he found some compartment like structure. A compartment is just like a box. When you see a matchstick box, okay, it just looks like that matchstick box. Okay, so when he found that the cell is look like a honeycomb and like a box like a structure, he said that it is a unit of life. And our body and whole the generation of unicellular and multicellular are controlled by the cell, because cell is the unit of life, and all the functions in our body and all the structures are provided by the cell. But the number 2 topic is the tissue, okay, which we will discuss later. So cell is basically was discovered to find out that how the organism was produced. The organism produced by the cell. Okay, whether it is a unicellular or multicellular, it does not matter, because unicellular are those organisms which are made up of only one cell, and multicellular are those organisms which are made up of millions of cells. So that's why we cannot avoid the topic of cell. Okay, it is a very important topic for us. Okay, because large number of similar types of cells together form a tissue. Now we will move to the next topic, which is a tissue. What is a tissue? Right now I said the large number of similar types of cell together form a tissue. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि जब बहुत सारे ग्रुप ऑफ सेल, सिमिलर टाइप्स ऑफ सेल जिनका फंक्शन भी सिमिलर होता है, जब वो मिलते हैं तब वो मिलकर टिश्यू बनाते हैं. क्या बनाते हैं? टिश्यू. और ये जो टिश्यू होते हैं ना, दे आर डिवाइडेड इनटू 2 टाइप्स, प्लांट टिश्यूज एंड एनिमल टिश्यूज. Okay, so first of all we will discuss the tissue. So tissue is the group of similar types of cells. Now move to the next topic, which is tissue. Tissues are divided into the two parts, which is the plant tissue and animal tissue. And what is the plant tissue? The tissue which is found in a plant is called plant tissue, and the tissue which is found in animal, which is called animal tissue. Both the tissues are similar, but not in their function. They are similar in their structure. Okay, so plant tissues are also divided into 2 parts, which is called meristematic tissue and which is a permanent tissue. So what is the meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissues are made up of actively dividing cells. मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज जो होते हैं वो बने होते हैं बहुत ही ज्यादा एक्टिव सेल से, ऐसे सेल जिनका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत ही ज्यादा रैपिड होता है. Okay, and the plant tissues are divided into two types of tissue, which is called meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. And now meristematic tissues are also divided into three types, which is called apical meristeme, lateral meristeme, and intercalary meristeme. Now, what is the apical meristeme? Apical meristeme are basically the tip of the stem. The tip of the stem is called apical meristeme. Number two is called intercalary, which is found in the internode of the stem. And lateral meristeme, which is found at the bottom of the stem, which helps to increase the girth of the stem. Okay, and these three types of tissues helps to increase the girth and the length of the tissue, which is called meristematic tissues. And meristematic tissues are made up of actively dividing cells. Now move to the another tissue, which is called permanent tissue. What is the difference between the meristematic tissues and permanent tissues, which I said right now? Meristematic tissues are made up of actively dividing cells, but permanent tissues are not made up of actively dividing cells. Those cells in the meristematic tissue which are not capable for dividing further, they are converted themselves as a permanent tissue, and this process is also known as differentiation. So what is the permanent tissue? The tissues which are not made up of the actively dividing cells are called permanent tissues, and permanent tissues are basically those tissues which cannot divide further. Now move to the another part, which because is the chapter is very lengthy, so we will discuss some small topics related to that. So the next issue is basically we will talk about the two types of the permanent tissue, which is called simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. These are the types of tissues which define the permanent tissues. So simple permanent tissues are basically the type of tissues which are made of the similar types of cells, and these tissues are basically help in a different functions which are found in a plant, which we can also visualize. So our topic is that next topic when we discuss the cell combination is that organ. Okay, the topic is very lengthy, so we will discuss afterward each and every topic. Now the organ. We know that all the different types of tissues are together form an organ. And what is the function of organ? Okay, before that I will tell about the organs are the major part of the body, because all the organs have the definite and different functions. In our body, different types of organs are found, like lungs, like heart, like kidney. Okay, and these are some types of organs which help to perform the different functions which is better for our body. So different organs constitute in an organ system, and we know about the different types of organ system, just like respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, reproductive system, nervous system, skeletal systems. So these types of organ systems are made up of the large number of group of organs, and these organ systems are found in only multicellular organism. Okay, because these organ systems have the particular functions, like digestive systems only help in the digestion of food, but the digestive system do not perform the single function. The organs which are constituted in a digestive system perform all the function, like digestive system start from the mouth to the anus, and the tube which is started from the mouth to the anus is called alimentary canal. In the digestive system, mouth, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, food pipe, which is also called esophagus. These are the different organs constitute in a digestive system and perform only one single function, which is called digestion of the food. And behalf of this, there are different types of organ system have performed the different functions. Now we will move to the organism. We are all organism, but let me tell you, the organisms are not a single type of organism. Organisms are of two types of organisms on the basis of the number of cells. Okay, so the number one is called the unicellular organism, and number two is called the multicellular organism. Organisms which are made up of only one cell are called unicellular organisms, just as you know that bacteria. Bacteria is also an organism. Okay, and you know the lifespan of the bacteria is only 10 minutes. But bacteria is also an organism, and bacteria is also made up of the cell. That's why we can know about the property and the importance of cell. Okay, bacteria is just like a unicellular organism, but it performs all the functions just like the human beings or the multicellular organism performs. Okay, other than bacteria, there are different types of unicellular which is also found in our environment. Okay, and now the multicellular organisms. We are also the multicellular organism. We cannot define ourselves because our body is made up of the millions and millions of cells. As you can imagine, bacteria perform all the singular function, like amoeba also perform all the function which we performed. Okay, but amoeba and bacteria perform all the function by only one cell, but multicellular organisms perform all the activity by the different and millions of cells. So how can we say that we are not specialized? Our body is made up of the specialized cells. Okay, and different cells are together form a tissue, and these tissues are constitute an organs constitute in an organ system, and that's why we can say that these organ system perform different function in a multicellular organs. So this is the small topic about the cell combination, and we will discuss next topic later.